Welcome to the freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey, folks. Hey, dude here. Coming to you. Narration of Dude After Dark. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me or coming into the room or watching me in review. Good stuff like that there. And guess we'll all just move out smartly and see what kind of stuff we got going on, because right now we're dealing with sound guy. Would you please reserve that for yeah, we're reserving that for Joe Ka. Not just flinging Ka around unceremoniously like it's just if you go to San Francisco, it's it's everywhere. It's just everywhere. It's just everywhere if you go to San Francisco. And it's going to be a case of you're just walking around going, do. Oh, no, it's on my shoes. Oh, it's everywhere. Ew, there's a homeless guy taking a massive. Oh, dude. Oh, you dick. Oh, look at the homeless guy in the corner. Oh, stop that. Oh, no. No, not that guy. Oh. Did you wash your hands afterwards? Oh, Jesus. Patriot Fever sounds like the ghost of Christmas future for Patriot Family. Apparently, there may have been some bad case of intestinal distress, and let's just say that the food and the intestines were oh, dude. Oh, that's just bad juju. Apparently, light a match, okay? Please. Oh, Jesus.
He's dead, Jim.
Oh, I have to go in there, I'm sure. Patriot Fever, swear next time we get a false stork alarm, we're having a barbecue. Miss Patriot says so. Okay, well, there's an easy way to figure out where the children are coming from. The baby juice goes in where the babies come out. Okay, just good information could be had here. Okay, potentially, possibly, no bottles of wine were included in that one, but okay, I don't even know where that one's coming from. Anyway, I do get some very interesting stuff from time to time on Facebook. On one of my other Facebook pages, I got this little pop up, like, they basically have like the reels and the other stuff go into like your daily feed and what have you. And the thing pops up and it's this little stupid bracket box, Meta. Get Meta verified. Subscribe to Meta verified and get a verification with government ID, proactive account protection, direct consumer support, and more. You buttholes already have entirely too much of my personal information. You really don't follow me because, truthfully, whenever I do Facebook per se, most of the time, if I'm doing it, it's going to be like not with location on. And I never, ever add metadata to pictures to say, I just took this at so-and-so. I just put a picture out there. Then if somebody asks me about the picture later on, then I'll say, oh, by the way, this describes the picture. Like a couple pictures I did over Easter. We were down on not Eastern Shore per se, but we were down in a shore area not too far from where I reside, and there was a lighthouse. And I took a picture of like the shore view. Then I blew it up to take a picture of like showing the lighthouse itself. And one of my friends is like, "Oh wow, that's really cool. Is that lighthouse still blah blah blah?" It's like, let me give you the definition of this lighthouse. And I literally took like the Wikipedia entry on it and said, "Boom, there you go. That's the place." But I'm not going to say, here it is on, latitude, longitude, and I did this on this day, and blah, 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 and metadata is going to be put on this photo, and blah, blah, blah. I don't do that, okay? Literally, when I'm uploading photos, location is turned off. The information that I can put on the photos is turned off. I mean, literally, if Facebook wants to go in there and they want to read the photo information, yeah, I think actually that it does actually do that and upload, but the location on my phone is not turned on. Obviously, I would need to have 4G turned on, otherwise I wouldn't have internet, because normally I don't play with other people's Wi-Fi unless it's absolutely necessary. Scrolly. Looks like I got just Patriot Fever in there. I list middle of the Atlantic just to screw them. Yeah, Point Nemo. I'm residing in Point Nemo. Yes. Curious Entertainment says, the metadata can be wiped for your photos if you really want to get rid of it. Yeah, I think what it is you actually go in settings and you say, do not include metadata, do not upload metadata, don't show metadata, or don't keep the actual technology involved with the photographs. But, the thing about it is you actually could go into your own phone. Hang on a second here. I'm just going to cheat because this is actually the unit I was utilizing. So let me just go in there real fast, go into the camera pictures. Bing, 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 bing. Obviously, let me drop my brightness so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And it was a lighthouse picture that I posted up. Now, if you do actually do, the three dots in the corner and you tap off on that one and you see, hopefully you guys are seeing it. It says details on the top line. You tap on details and it'll say when it was taken. And there's auto tags on there. But that's all the information that I currently have in there is it's saying, it was taken this day at this time. And it's stored in the internal storage. Now, if I actually do the lower line, it basically gives a phone description. It gives the f-stop. It gives the how many millimeters, ISO reading, white balance was automatic, no flash, building scenery, towers, blah, into what it was. And then if I scroll further, it says right in there, no location information. I have that turned off. Let's see. Scrolly. Looking over here. Curious Entertainment. I wouldn't trust my phone. I'd wipe it on a third-party site. Well, considering the fact that this never really ever leaves my side, I don't even have a lock on my phone because it really doesn't leave me. It's always with me. It is my work unit. It is my always on my person device. And if it really truly comes down to it, it's basically be a case of it goes underneath the card. I do 3 or 4 passes on it real fast. Then it gets broken in half. And I pull the SIM card tray and whatnot. And I snap those guys in half. I'm not that truly worried about it. Mostly because, this is not the only one I have. I mean, I have actually a doppelganger that I refer to as the Monster. This is the 1T version that I built. And this one actually does mostly videography and, mostly photography that I do utilize, mostly because, this one's only a 128 with a 128 card, I think. But that guy is a 512 phone with a 512 card. So it's damn near a terabyte, and I will never, ever fill that thing up. This guy, not full, but, I do have some stuff on board. And the card size this will actually support is a 512. If I ever decide to go that route, Mrs. Dude is infamous for filling a freaking phone. And don't try to say that 3 times fast. But Mrs. Dude is infamous for filling a phone up. So I was like, do you want a really big card? And she's like, how big can we get? It's like, well, you only got 64 gig in there right now. That thing is just, it is, well, it's getting there. Okay. It's full. It's beyond full. It's packed full. The phone is full. And it's really, really not happy about it because it's just, yeah, it's just getting ready to blow because sooner or later you are out of room. And you've jammed as much stuff in there as you possibly can. Oh, sound guy. Now, wrong kind of jamming stuff in there. I think he was on the right track, but entirely using the wrong train. Patriot Fever, I trust my trusty Estwing. The only thing Killary got right. Yeah, the S-Wing. The S-Wing is quite a handy little device, and I really like the S-Wing hatchets, and I really like the S-Wing axes. S-Wing axes. That is a interesting piece of kit there. If you look at those guys, it is literally a drop forged piece of steel from head all the way down to handle. And then there's a handle that's literally slid over that steel full tang construction of just like ridiculously overbuilt stuff. To use the standard line that my friends and I use, it is approved type. S-Wing Hawks, oorah. Anyway, so Mrs. Dude basically got her phone completely packed up. Don't do it, sound guy. Don't do it. I know what you're thinking of saying there, okay? But her phone was full to the brim and had absolutely no zone. Okay, it was into the no zone. So it was
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Anyway, it was full, okay? To the point where the memory card was just saying,
I say we take off and nuke the entire bitch from orbit.
Anyway, basically her phone was full. We couldn't backlog it into the card because the card was full. So basically her phone was saying no more, no mas.
No. No. Hell no. I refuse. No.
Okay, so basically her phone was saying no. It was full, all right? So it was so full that it couldn't manage these things, and basically it had no way to do these things. What's going on with my internet? It just got weird. My internet just got weird. My stuff just crashed and burned here. That's annoying. Anyway, so scrolly. Hang on a second here. My stuff just went weird. Anyway, I hate when it does that. It's like stuff craps out, and then I get lost, and then I got to figure out where I am again. So anyway, Mrs. Dude's phone is completely packed up, completely full, and I was like, let me just do some scrounging around. Well, serendipity ensued, and a key phrase serendipity. Yeah, thanks, sound guy. Anyway, so serendipity ensued, and I went on Amazon of all things, and I happened to have the 512. I think I got the Pro. It's either the Pro or it's one of the better ones. I think the Pro is like $60, something like that. Her card that I got for her was a 512 card, so half a T of memory stuffed into her phone, which is going to take her a while to fill it up. Trust me, and that's a lot of space. So stuffed the 512 card in there, got it for like $50. It's like, you know what? This is cheap insurance in the brain pan that I don't have to worry about. Like, oh, my phone is full. Now what? It's like, yeah, well, I don't have like one of those plug-in, drag and drop guys, which are really cool. I really like those things. Hang on a second, let me pop off a demonstration here. So essentially what it is if you look at them, it looks like for all the world like a thumb drive, except it's a thumb drive that has a secondary jack on the back that you then walk up to your phone and go, beep, and literally drag the files off onto the thumb drive. Then you take the thumb drive and you can either leave it stored on the thumb drive virtually, or you can put it into your computer, or you can put it up on the cloud, or you can do anything that you need to do, because infamously enough, a lot of these newer phones do not have expandable memory. These, like my alma mater of the Note 9s, do. And this one is excuse me for reaching here again. This one is a last best effort of anything that I could say really fulfills all my needs until I look for something possibly a bit newer. But you know what? Processor wise and, like screen variety, this thing actually does a pretty damn good job. And I really like the fact that, you have the screen locked. You basically pop the stylus, And obviously, you can do note taking and blah. Oh, I just need to do this on the fly. Save that note. And there's a lot of times when I'm gigging with the band I work with, and we'll need something, and it's like, oh no, this is in error, blah blah blah. And I'll scribble something real fast. I'm like, look, showing them, and they're like, okay, kind of giving me the nod, like, okay, I got that part, thanks. It's really good for like on the fly notes when the band is performing and needing to do stuff. But anyway, to go back to where she is her phone is still in the same zeitgeist of expandable memory. And unfortunately, that stuff's gone away, which is where you have that little drag and drop guy, because infamously, the first guys to say we're not going to have expandable memory was definitely Apple. The iPhone has not had expandable memory for 3 generations now. Yeah, it's been really, really bad too. And if you want to really, really fill up your phone, just take scads of pictures and it will be full. Especially, any kind of audio visual type stuff, shooting video, pictures, large format pictures, of which, Apple is like infamously known for. I mean, that's one kudo I got to give to Apple is their audio visual technology processing is really like, on par with like the best of the best. The only guys that are actually a better camera right now, believe it or not, and not so much the better processing side of things, is the Google Pixel. The Google Pixel has the best cameras in the business right now. But the Samsung S22, I don't think this is the 23 yet, but S22 or the latest Samsung, which has a 100 megapixel camera, which is like freaking insane. So literally what it does is it takes the 4 pixels and groups them into 1 pixel to give it the most high resolution it possibly can. And the processing on that one is only slightly not quite as good as the previous one. Now, I do say that because they've actually compared those two phones side by side, and the newest Samsung flagship phone is actually not quite as good in the processing as the older phone, even though the cameras are better. So it's kind of humorous there. Just give me 1 second here. Peter Favorite Room says, unfortunately, a lot of apps I utilize for work are only available on Apple. Now, I will give Apple its full credit, kudos, call it what you will. The iPhone is an awesome device, but I like to have the ability to switch around all my stuff, tune it, tweak it, go behind the scenes, get under the hood, and play with things. That's the main reason I really like Android is, 99% of the stuff goes back and forth between the two. And then, of course, that last 1% is distinctly Apple. To me, it's kind of almost more of a fashion statement. Yeah, you got the cool little logos and boops and beeps and bops. And I might have to do 2 or 3 more steps, but there's also 2 or 3 more steps that I can do that they can't do. They can't tweak and tune their stuff nearly the way that I can. And sometimes I feel like I'm the guy in the 60s popping open the hood and tuning the carburetor on, the 69 Camaro. Literally, it's almost like that. Let me look over here. Scrolly. Like I said about the metadata thing, Mrs. Dude's phone is now, bigger memory and happy. It's I cannot begin to tell you just how many times it's been a case of, oh no, I need more memory. And literally even in my home computer, which is not the biggest hard drive, mostly it's a case of just being able to drag stuff off and throw it onto the 1T. Yeah, I think it's a 1T. It's a 1T, maybe. Let me keep myself honest here. I actually got small font, very small font. That's my James Bond name. Font, small font. Let's see. Scrolly. This guy is, I believe it's a 1T. You know what? One of these days I'm going to get myself a magic marker and I'll write on here what the capacity actually is. But I think it's a 1T hard drive. And these things now are getting cheap. I mean, I've actually seen like 1T drives, and I do like WD, so Western Digital. They're getting cheap, man. I've actually seen them like $70 and going down. 2Ts like $90 and going down. 4Ts like 150, which was actually the pricing they're in of the old 1Ts. Yeah, that kind of stuff is now going by the wayside, and you need to really, really, really look into like having expandable drag and drop style memory. Why? Because your computer gets full, you need to make room on the drive, putting the stuff on optical. Okay, I'm gonna get technical here for a second, folks. I'm gonna get technical, really, really, really technical. No zone. No zone. It is not the no zone to get technical, okay? It's not that bad. Okay, anyway. The difference, obviously, excuse me one second, I gotta reach again. The difference between a SSD or a solid state drive or a optical drive, or not optical, an actual spinning rust variety of drive is mostly this. These you need to plug in every so often and keep a charge in them to keep the sectors happy. In other words, it's going to lose charge and you're going to start losing bits. And the bits that are getting lost are going, I've been forgotten. Like, I remember looking into like one of our old camera phones and some of the pictures were just gone. It was just like X, I was like, oh crap. So I went in there and I pulled off all the information I possibly could, but it lost like about 7 or 8 pictures. Now, could I replace them? No, because even the point of reference, it's like going in and trying to see the file. It's just going, that's corrupted. It's discombobulated. I got no clue. These guys, as long as they're tracking and they haven't gone and cut furrows into the drive media, are archival. There's people who are still playing like reel-to-reel tapes from the 40s. They're still playing stuff from the 50s. Why? Because as long as you haven't given it another magnetic charge to discombobulate that which was unrecorded, it is archival. Same thing as those drives is the old spinny style of drives are archival. Now, are they archival into like, Star Trek universe and isolinear chips and all the rest of that fun stuff? That's kind of theoretical if we're even going to be here, not like, like basically glowing cinders. Anyway, but I would tend to say if you're going to be using SSDs, you better boot them up at least yearly, just to be on the safe side and make sure that they're still charged up and going, I know what I'm talking about. All the information's still here. I haven't forgotten anything. Because literally, if you don't run those every so often, it loses the actual locations of those ones and zeros, and the information just goes bye. Oh, man. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not. This one is frankly disgusting, but not unexpected. This one coming in from patriotjournal.com. I'm sorry, patriotnewsletter.com. A Democrat official posts a sickening tweet, and she gets forced to turn in her resignation. Now, you got to understand just the complete and total lack of obvious, just thinking things through before posting stupid stuff. This person really just didn't think things through. How do I posit this one with good background? I know, I'll play the "You're an Idiot" music. There we go. That's what I'm going to do. Yep. I'm going to play the "You're an Idiot" music in the background. Literally on the same day as a horrific shooting in the Nashville Christian school, the governor of Arizona's press secretary posted a shocking tweet. According to reports, the shooter was a transgender man. Quote, unquote, YouTube, I'm quoting the article. And some suspect she attacked the school because of their Christian views on gender. So what did the notoriously progressive tweet? A picture of a chick holding 2 firearms and quote, us when we see transphobes. Yep, hours after children murdered by a transgender, Governor Hobbs' press secretary tweeted a violent photo against transphobes. Chances are this would have gone unnoticed had it not been conservatives raising the alarm. Now the leftist is facing the music. From Breitbart, I'm going to read this clean because I've had enough talking about her. You get it, okay? She's a she's a no, sound guy. I wasn't going to go there. I was going to say that she's a ing moron. Add the the first part to that the ing. She's a ing moron. From Breitbart, Jocelyn Berry, the press secretary for Governor Katie Hobbs, Democrat Arizona, has reportedly resigned after she sent a tweet focusing on pointing guns at quote-unquote transphobes. And the governor faced calls to fire her. The Governor Freedom Caucus called for Berry to be fired immediately, adding she made the post less than 12 hours after the tragic shooting in Nashville by a deranged transgender activist. According to reports, Jocelyn Berry has resigned from her post as Hobbs's press secretary. This could mean she's forced to resign, meaning she was fired, but the governor allowed her to resign to save face. I think she pretty much got tossed. I think what happened is literally Katie Hobbs walked in there and was like, I'm
juggling thunder.
You're fired. No, I don't know if it was, I think it was, you're fired. Yeah. I think she pretty much got unceremoniously chucked. All right. Anyway, so basically it became a case of just she became that obvious. So anyway, looking at the fact that she got tossed. Okay, thanks, sound guy. She got tossed, basically, told to go bye-bye and booted out the door.
Blow it out your ass.
All right. Anyway, so she got booted. You're working them today, dude. You're really, really working them. Anyway, so she got tossed. They basically said, you cannot do these things in a position of authority of which we currently have. And
you're despicable.
You're despicable with a critical stop. Okay, sure. Okay. So they just tossed her. I mean, it became a case of just not even culpable deniability, but just the fact that
but I moved from there.
They had to let her go. What are you doing, dude? All right. Anyway, I think as soon as she did that, somebody said,
this is my boomstick.
I think they did say it was a boomstick. Anyway, so they decided to show her a new career path to explore, and basically was told to resign or be prosecuted. I don't know, man. But she got tossed. So anyway, in the process of booting her out the door. What are you, sound guy? What are you doing? All right, so she got tossed. Anyway, if Republican press secretary posted something this awful, I promise you their boss would have kicked them out immediately. Yet Democrats, stupid pop-ups. Yet Democrats only seemingly do the right thing when they're pressured into doing it. Why does it take so much to hold the leftists accountable? Is the party so morally bankrupt that they'll be blind eye to calls to violence over the trans issue? There's a growing number of transgenders that are advocating for violence against Christians and others who disagree with them. I don't care who you are. You got a heartbeat, and you basically face off against the wrong guy. Things might not work out for you. Let's just say things really might not work out for you. Okay. Anyway, Barry's post will be seen by the unstable individuals as a call to violence. Don't Democrats condemn incitement to violence on their side as much as the others? Evidently not. Had we not raised the alarm over this, who knows what might have happened? I know for a fact her LinkedIn has not updated. Oh man. There's a continuing travesty of which been placed upon people who are aficionados of Budweiser. Budweiser has employed a quote unquote trans person as the speaker for Bud Light. And of course, they have obviously probably changed their jingle. When you said Bud Walker, you said it all. Not Budweiser, Bud Woker. Okay, sure. Just give me 1 second here. There's a tweet that's been posted up by country singer Travis Tritt at Travis Tritt. And so what I said essentially on Facebook was this. Here's my official list. I will not support fake causes, lists of beers. I will not buy or give aid or support the parent company, Budweiser, queen of beers. When you said Bud Walker, you said it all. So social justice cucks parroting the party line of false premises and sucking up to the minority of mental-driven idiocy. So anyway, here they are. So obviously, Budweiser, Beck's, which I don't really ever drink. It's supposedly like the German form of Budweiser. It's really not that big in Germany. It's kind of like, almost like saying, I'm going to drink Heineken because it's coming from Europe. It's not that big a deal, folks. Now, this one really does kind of annoy me. Stella Artois, which I do rather like. I rather do like Stella. But you know what? I can switch off and I can drink somebody else's stuff, and I'll just simply drink a good Belgian white as opposed to Stella Artois. Michelob Light, which is disgusting. Bass, never did anything for me. Hoegaarden, which I don't drink either. Labatt's. Now, one of my friends was going on about, Labatt's is Canadian. It's like, yeah, but Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch is the importer. So somebody's bringing it in, and it's those guys bringing it south. Rolling Rock, I haven't drunk Rolling Rock in years, mostly because they reformulated it, and it sucks now. New Rolling Rock is just rank. Boddington's, I don't drink that stuff either. Brahma, whatever that is. Land Shark. Hang on a second. This is a really, really bad copy. Let's see if I can't blow this up so I can see what I'm talking about here. View full size so I can actually blow the picture up. Stella, Michelob Light, Bass, Boddington's. Goose Island. I've never even tried that beer. Brahma beer. Never heard of that one or tried that one. Land Shark. Don't drink that one. Seshven or something like that, which is basically it's like a Czech beer. I don't drink that either. I mean, it's not my stuff. I'd rather drink like Grolsch. I'd rather drink like Pilsner or Quell. If I'm gonna drink Czech beer, I'm gonna drink Pilsner or Quell. Leffe, I don't drink that other one. Shock Top, I don't drink that other. Margaritaville, don't drink that. Bush, don't drink that stuff. Now this one does annoy me because I actually do rather like Kirin and Kirin Ichiban. They say the Kirin Light. So I think if you're drinking, Asahi or Kirin Ichiban, that's the true Japanese product. That's not something that Anheuser-Busch is doing. So I'm going to keep a really close check on that one. But if it comes down to it and I have to drink something other than Kirin, I'll just drink Asahi. Natural Light, which is disgusting. O'Doul's, which is basically how you make Budweiser in the first place. You simply take O'Doul's and you put that through the process. Yeah. Hurricane, King Cobra Malt Liquor, Lowenbrow, St. Pauli Girl, and Red Hook. So looking at the scheme of things, that is beers I will not drink, and all those others, I'll just simply switch off to something else. Or I'll just simply drink a mixed drink, which is even easier because that's pretty much how I usually roll anyway. If I'm going to go to a place, I'm going to drink something, it's probably going to be a mixed drink. I'll probably drink like, a martini or, some other form of adult beverages, and I'll just go with that. But those beers on that list, right off my consumption processes. Not going to happen. Not. Scrolly. Here's a slight problem for Karen Jean-Pierre. She is just annoying. So Karen Jean-Pierre from Fox News, this is obviously coming in from PJ's newsletter, but from Fox News, White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre sparked outrage on Thursday when she praised, quote-unquote, fierce fierce kids who are transgender for their ability to fight back.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
I think that's probably their main weapon is death by Snoo Snoo. You know what? When it comes right down to it, and these guys start talking tough, I am truly not impressed. Okay, they can talk tough all they want to on the internet, but when it comes right down to it, the rubber meets the road. They start actually having to, act like they have a set. They're gonna meet up with somebody else going, and that little is gonna go, uh-oh, I picked the wrong cat fight. Yeah, because when it gets right down to it, it's just going to be. Okay, enough of that one. Wow. Okay, actually, you know what? It could be. It actually could be. Maybe they walk up and go, and what you hear is yeah, kittens got claws, but cats got paws. So a trans person killed 3 Christian children just over a week ago, and now the White House is now telling them to fight back. State Freedom Caucus Network's communication director Greg Price tweeted, hear that, YouTube? I'm quoting something from somebody else. I'm not inciting violence. I'm quoting something from somebody else. Quote, this kind of rhetoric helped cause Nashville, at least by liberals' own logic. Conservative writer Pradeep J. Sankar wrote, tagging Jean-Pierre in the tweet. So she might have a little bit of a problem, too, with like a charge of incitement. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I usually just say it's an a-hole encouraging other a-holes to be a-holes. That kid fighting one another to do with no popcorn, no tickets. Oh, yeah, Patriot Fever. Yeah, I saw that meme the other day. Cheers. Dude. Yeah, I saw that one. I was rolling, man. Patriot Fever, no mixed Jack Daniels either. So I guess you take your Jack Daniels neat, or is it a situation where you are going on about Jack Daniels, period? Because I actually did do some research. Jack Daniels is owned by an American company. It is not owned by a foreign entity in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to have to be really, really careful how I'm saying this one, but I do want to actually translate this one from the Facebook post I put on there because I was being cute. Okay. So, quoting the classic 2 Live Crew song, get the out my house, be atch. So get the blank out my house, blank. 3 Tennessee Democrats who stormed the state capitol, they joined with protesters to break the law by disrupting the legislature. These liberals pulled the stunt to get attention, using the recent school shooting as a prop to advance their names. Republicans stripped these lawmakers of their committee assignments, promising more repercussions, and now 2 of these Democrats will be facing stiff penalties. From the Post-Millennial, on Thursday, the Tennessee House voted to remove Representatives Justin Jones and Gloria Johnson and Justin Pearson in connection with the March 30th protests that led to protesters storming the state capitol. The House successfully expelled Jones and Pearson. Now, right now, the Democrats are a little late their sound, guys. They're losing their mind because the Republicans said, you know what? You're out of here. And this is one of those powers that the houses do have at the state level, is if somebody plays these little foo-foo games, and I'm being really, really, not snarky at the moment saying foo-foo, but if they're playing these little foo-foo games that sounds more than a little bit like duck, duck. So if they're playing these little foo-foo games that sounds like duck, duck, they're going to get, ducked. So anyway, look at the things as it is. They play these games, and when they get held out to, arm's reach and really slapped around, they play quack. And okay, they play quack and they get They get quacked. Okay, I thought you were reserving the rip for Mrs. Patriot Fever, okay? We haven't gotten there. Somebody to spin Bud Light. Oh no, I'm not taking that one out of the room. Nope. Patriot Fever says Jack went woke. Okay, well, I got to get confirmation on that one. Last time I looked them up, it is owned by an American company. But then again, I've been drinking Elijah Craig quite a bit more than Jack Daniels recently, so yeah. It's called when you play woke games, win woke prizes. You're right, Patriot Fever. All right, so anyway, looking at things as it is, we find ourselves basically with these guys getting their butts handed to them. Speaking of somebody that had something handed to them, there's no other way to say this other than say this, but Senator Richard Blumenthal undergoes surgery after breaking his leg at Union, Connecticut Victory Parade. So I can just simply say that this old ass dick breaks.
You sick little monkey.
No. That's correct. He's an old guy. His name is Dick, and he did break. So let's tap off in the story here. So truthpress.com. Senator Richard Blumenthal undergoes surgery after breaking leg. Senator Blumenthal, Democrat, Connecticut, will undergo surgery on Sunday after suffering a fractured femur over the weekend at an event in home state. A Blumenthal spokesman told the Washington Examiner that the 77-year-old was walking. Okay, it was just walking along, and no, sound guy, no, that's not how that one's gonna go. Okay, he was walking.
And I can't get
up. You got to put something in between that, okay? You got to put something in between it. That's not going to work unless you do it right.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Got it. Okay, that works. Okay. So basically, was walking in the Yukon Huskies Victory Parade in Hartford, Connecticut, when an individual in the procession tripped and fell on top of him from behind. Dude, that's basically a light tackle at best. So the Huskies won the men's NCAA basketball national championship on Monday. The Democrat is currently serving his third term in Senate. Will have a quote-unquote routine procedure this weekend to address the fracture. Quote, Senator Blumenthal suffered a fracture when another parade goer tripped and fell into the senator from behind, the spokeswoman said. He will have routine surgery on Sunday and anticipates a full, strong recovery. So Blumenthal spoke to the local reporter on phone Saturday evening, who described him as seeming alert and in good spirits. Yeah, because he was hopped up on meds.
Why? It's spicy.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Is Senator Blumenthal was hopped up and stuff, and
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, but they had him medicated. I think he'll be fine. Fred Hart, what's going on, brother? How you doing there in Southern MD? Quote, what can I say? I love a parade, end quote, Blumenthal wrote in response to Murphy's post. I did indeed fracture my femur, and my fellow Patriot goer tripped and fell on me during a parade today. Routine surgery tomorrow just to make sure everything heals properly. I expect a full recovery. Okay, whatever. I think Mr. Glass doesn't need to attend any more parades, because it ain't doing so good. Scrolly. This one, this is a news story I find very, very wasted. Mostly because it's not going to get the full pomp and circumstance that it really truly deserves here. Excuse me 1 second here. Got terror juice. So, of all people, and truly in all places, I would never, ever think that potentially it would be a case of where Donald Trump potentially could have a leg up on the competition brought about by former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, Krispy Kreme himself. I'm distinctly shocked it's that guy.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, when you start talking about, like Chris Christie, yeah, he's just,
Oh my.
he does not inspire confidence. Anyway, PJsNewsletter.com, Supreme Court upends Trump case. Unanimous ruling could put an end to the DA's crusade. So the guy that's dicking things around in New York City might have some problems. When the left-leaning, politically motivated New York DA announced his indictment against Trump, he sealed the charges. That gave the liberal media several days to speculate on this witch hunt, building up to the narrative that Trump was guilty before the trial even began. Now, let's break this down to its basic intent and premise. Communication devices utilized by the socialists, the communists, and those guys in the media style of things and doing stuff, it is always the seriousness of the charge. Whether you're guilty or not, it is always the seriousness of the charge. Anything that they can hang around your neck saying, he's a so-and-so because he got caught doing blah, 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 even though he was never charged with it. And like the classic line, you can be arrested 1,000,000 times for doing something, but if you're never actually ever sentenced, it's all wasted paper. Scrolly. But when the charges were officially announced, things weren't as cheery as they'd left hoped. The DA's entire case against Trump hangs on the claim, quote unquote, he intended to commit other crimes. It doesn't seem the DA has ammunition to prove these charges, giving Trump a big advantage. He's looking at the Supreme Court to shut this scheme down. Coming in from Just the News. But a quote unquote Bridgegate case involving on-again, off-again Trump pal Chris Christie may give the defense team some of the most fertile ground to attack the prosecutor's allegations that the former president was engaged in a conspiracy to defraud. All 34 felonies filed against the former president allege he falsified his company's documents with an quote-unquote intent to defraud, end quote, and hide hush money payments to porn actress Stormy Daniels. Back in 2020, a unanimous U.S. Supreme Court in a case called Kelly versus United States overturned the convictions of former Chris Christie's aides in New Jersey in a scandal involving the closure of bridge lanes. The justices ruled that the defendants couldn't be convicted of a conspiracy to defend or defraud. Convicted of a conspiracy to defraud without proof they sought to steal someone's money or property. So, if you can't have a crime, you cannot have intent. It appears Trump's legal team has many options for challenging the DA's case, but the strongest appears to be involving a Supreme Court ruling going back to 2020. The highest court in the land dismissed a case against former Governor Chris Christie, which he alleges to intend to break the law. The court decided they can't be convicted of intending to commit a crime without proof that they were trying to do so. It seems the DA Bragg is waving his finger at Trump, accusing him of wanting to commit a crime, but the DA doesn't have evidence of a crime. It's pretty much what the conservatives were expecting, but in the Russian hoax, the impeachments, and everything else to the left threw at Trump, Democrats are assuming he did something wrong. They're projecting because the stuff that they do, they try to hide, they assume everybody else is doing it. When you're so morally corrupt that you do these things as like a habit and not even a forethought to just carry onward, that's the kind of stuff that the Democrats do. So they assume everybody's doing it. We said from the very start, Democrats launched this shocking case just to tarnish Trump's reputation. It doesn't matter if the indictment is provable or not. Remember, seriousness of the charge. They have every MSM outlet harping that Trump has been, quote unquote, indicted. They will keep pushing that to 2024, hoping voters will turn their backs on him. Remember that news story I was telling you about, though? Whenever you start doing this stuff, people tend to get more popular. The fundraising that Trump has done is kind of like following that same thing with the whole Lewinsky thing that Bill Clinton was doing. Everybody was like, it's just getting a whatever going on in the back door behind whatever it is. And the worst you could charge him with is cheating on Hillary. I mean, that's the worst thing you could do. If you had Hillary around, I'm sure you'd probably want to just, go somewhere else and play ball. Play ball elsewhere. Because when it comes right down to it, and you're looking at Hillary, Monica Lewinsky's looking way more appealing. This one I find very, very interesting. This is the third time this month. We're only on the 11th day of this month. This is interesting, folks. Truthpress.com. Third Democrat leaves the party, switches to Republican within a month. And they keep going on about, the Republicans or, they're this or that. The Democrats are so strong and cohesive. We will never lose to them and blah, 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 blah. We're hard chargers. We can't possibly be vanquished. We're XYZ, PDQ, and all the rest of that fun stuff and all these other letters associated with all our causes. Reading the article as it says, Democrats dealt another blow within their own ranks this week as yet another state lawmaker declared he's leaving the party. According to Monday report in The Advocate, Louisiana-based newspaper, State Jeremy Lacombe announced he had left the Democrat Party would be registering as a Republican. It was not immediately clear what prompted Lacombe's departure. However, he is now the second Louisiana Democrat in less than a month to switch party affiliations, and the third nationwide after another state lawmaker in North Carolina did the same. Last month, Louisiana State Rep. Francis Thompson gave Republicans in the State House a supermajority and switched his party affiliation. And earlier this month, the North Carolina State Rep. Republican Tricia Cottham gave Republicans in the State House a supermajority with her switch as well. Now, what could be happening here is there's really no other way to say it other than to simply say what it could possibly be. Could it possibly be another, Reach from the Sky by El Rushbo? Could it possibly be Operation Chaos done to themselves?
No.
You are way fast on that self button there, sound guy, okay? Anyway, so it's interesting that I think it might be like an Operation Chaos when these guys come in as Democrats to get into office and they go, you know what? I'm now in the alignment of party affiliations is shifted in such a way that potentially I would just do better as a Republican. Or you have that classic Reagan line, I was a Democrat until the party left me. I didn't leave the party. Also, you have that classic thinking where they've said this many, many times where if you were JFK nowadays, he would run as a Republican. He would never, ever run as a Democrat because he never really was a hard-charging socialist. His brother was, but, there's a big difference between JFK and RFK. RFK was a self-serving socialist little... Okay, what was the previous sound effect for their sound guy? I think it could be said that he was a
Rooster vacuum.
A rooster vacuum. Yes. Okay. So take that for what it's worth. He was a rooster vacuum. I'm gonna have to go to Johnny Dangerously, and I'm gonna have to pull some of that stuff because the classic thing about you cork sucking ice holes. I'm gonna have to pull some of those. That's just good stuff. I got to do that.
Sarah Connor.
I don't know. We even know where Sarah Connor's coming from. Okay, stop.
Dick!
Really?
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Now he's just being snarky. So the switch has come as President Biden faces a near record low approval rating among key groups, including women, 43% now versus 42% low. Voters ages 45 plus, which is now 41% versus 39% low. Suburban voters, 41% versus 39% low. Rural voters, 31% versus 30% low. Democrats, 81% versus 78% low. Democrat men in particular, 79 versus 78% low, according to a recent Fox News poll. So if they're telling Fox News that the numbers are going down, yeah, crap is splattering like you don't want to know. Sound guy, what are you doing in there? Anyway, so Biden's also hit a low mark of 41% approval among suburban women. That is huge. When women start going against you in the suburbs, yeah, you're doing really.
What?
You're doing bad. Sound guy, what are you splatting for? It's like he's walking around a mud puddle in there or something. Okay, I gotta be really, 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 really cautious about this one. But yes, we'll be talking yet again about that beloved little thing for the news media, the government, and of course, Mr. Fauci himself. We're gonna be talking about the yeah, and we're trying not to get the
Fact check.
oh no, we're trying to avoid the
Fact check.
and we're sure going to be talking nothing about the
Claw shot.
or maybe even about the
Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
and that's the sound effect for the 44 Magnum shot. Anyway, they've had a good run. They've milked the crap out of it. They basically, I really, if there was ever a time I wanted to curse, this is that time. 3 years. Finally, 3 years. 3 years. Finally, it's Fakaka duty. King over. Biden signs a measure ending the
Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
national emergency. King finally. President Joe Kaka, I will not use his real name. President Joe Kaka on April 10 signed a measure that ends the
Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
national emergency. More than 3 years after it was enacted, the White House announced. HJ Resolution 7 passed through the Senate March 29 with a 68-23 margin, with 21 Democrats joining 47 Republicans to support the measure. 4 Republicans and 5 Democrats did not cast a vote, and the 23 Democrats voted against the short resolution, which was introduced by Representative Paul Gosar, representative of Arizona, last month and passed by the House 229 to 197 on February 1. 11 Democrats voted against the House measure. Remember this, folks. Remember, come next election, who wanted to keep the
Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
Why are you adding a cat scream? Anyway, they wanted to keep that thing going. They wanted to keep it into perpetuity. They wanted it to be the Patriot Act 2. Now, if there's ever anything, what's the chime for? Anyway, if there's ever anything I really truly detest about George W. Bush, it was the fact that that clown put into place the Patriot Act, thus validating the crap that we go through to go through the airports, thus validating, I can't tell you how many steps against our liberties, which are in place, and the Supreme Court was like, it's cool, it's fine, it's defending the union, we'll let it slide. And now how many other things have been put in place to screw with our liberties. Remember, folks, I am a conservative, very, very marginally behind the fact that I am a staunch, strict libertarian. Get the F out of my way. Leave me the hell alone. Don't tax me for crap I don't want to pay for, and I really, really don't want to support. That's me, okay? I'm basically a one-item voter, and I really, truly don't talk about that one item, but I'm a one-item voter. One, and it's not abortion. Anyway, So these guys stepped all over our liberties for 3 years and crashed our economy, screwed up the country, and now they're like, well, everything's cool. It's Jake. We're nice and we're going to let you live the rest of your life with only some small little differences, like these stupid signs at the side of the road that keep going, hey, be sure to get the
Shot.
yeah, be sure to get that one because you never know when you might experience.
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
But let's be honest here, folks. This is the mechanization of how things work in the real world. A new variant, let's just say, a new version of the
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
comes out. They go, oh, snap. And they literally say that, too. They go, oh, snap. We need to come up with a new form of
Shot.
okay, let's get to work. They get to work and they're like, that didn't work. That didn't work. What the? This stupid. Yeah, before you know it, they're in there cursing like sailors, trying to figure out how to make the
Shot.
to kill off the new version of the.
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
Eventually they come out and they go, hey, we have it. Slight problem. It's already mutated a bazillion more times, and they're 6 months late. That's how things work in the real world. The original version of
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
has been extinct for over 2 years. The latest version of the
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
mutates, along with every other virus, every 46 minutes. There is no way in the world that they're going to have something so broad spectrum to wipe out everything from previous to everything to current. And they're like, yeah, this stuff's great. It works great.
Shot.
No, unfortunately, Facebook, YouTube, Google, I got a little bit of a problem for you guys. And it's simply going to be
Fact check.
reality. You guys have been selling and shilling a lie in a perpetuity, screwing people over, taking away their ability to make public statement, simply because you really don't know what the hell you're talking about the
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
at all, including the way that the
Shot.
was intended to work, but oh, oops, there was no safety parameters that were in place because it hadn't been screened, it hadn't been clinic checked, it hadn't been this and that and all the rest of the stuff that it needed to be done. It just no, it didn't happen. So you a-holes were selling everybody down the river to further the cause of the
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
and Fauci was at the head of the line that you guys were sucking up to. So, basically, these guys finally decided that they will give you your lives back and end the lies about.
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
Slight problem, folks. It's still out there. It's still a critter that everybody's dealing with. The big difference is the guys like me who took natural immunity versus the
Shot.
I don't have the health problems that those guys are going to have long term from
Shot.
like all kinds of cardiac issues now with pilots who are mandated to take the.
Shot.
Yeah. Think about that next time you're flying. The pilot that is in front of your plane was mandated to get the
Shot.
because everybody knew that they couldn't be flying with a chance they might get
The
the.
Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
I'm going to have to gloss on this one just a little bit, but let's just say the guys who are selling Bud Light right now are really, really not happy. They're seeing their sales flooring out. And I think potentially a lot of people are drinking something other than.
When you said Bud Walker, you said it all.
Yeah, they're drinking something other than Bud Woker. Those guys who are the distributors, they're going to have a lot of that stuff sitting around going bad because people aren't going to buy it anymore. This one I thought was kind of interesting. And this one is, of course, from baby voice herself. If there's any chick that's so possibly ear-gratingly annoying I can't listen to, It's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Oh man, if you want to talk about anybody that makes me want to just like take an ice pick and just until like the points meet. That's her. That's her. So ear-gratingly baby voice. It's just annoying as all get out. Basically the story coming in is well, she tried to say that, that the Supreme Court justices should be impeached. Slight problem. Coming in from the Western Journal, AOC's attack is interesting in light of mounting accusations that she herself has a concerning habit of taking lavish gifts without disclosing them. In one of the more blatant examples, AOC took great criticism for attending a $35,000 a ticket Met Gala in 2021, at which she absurdly wore a white dress with the words "Tax the Rich" emblazoned in red across the back. But anyway, so she, along with other progressives, are accusing Justice Thomas of taking improper, quote-unquote, gifts. And because of this, it needs to be impeached and removed from the Supreme Court. What were those improper gifts? Flights he took for vacations he didn't pay for. As it turns out, he went on a few vacations with GOP donor Harlan Crow. Thomas and Crow's families are close friends. It come as no surprise they would vacation together, with one of them paying. From Thomas's own statements, those trips in no way interfere with his work on a Supreme Court. Okay, if you have a rich friend and they're offering to fly you around, are you going to go, hey, man, hang on a second here. Let me just, pull out the wad of cash. How much does this turkey cost to fly per hour? And he's going to go, $2,700 per hour. The pilot's about $700 a flight. My docking fees are about $1,200. This will probably cost me about $12,000 to fly down there, and another $12,000 to fly back. What do you got in your back pocket? And I'm sure, Justice Thomas would go, oh, $12,000. Well, hell, let me just pull out $6,000 right now. Here you go, buddy. Boop. Oh, wait a minute. I got to take care of my wife, too. Hang on. Let me pull in another $6,000. Boop. Here you go. Do you really honestly think that's going to happen like that? Or is it going to be the rich guy going, hey, Thomas, we're going to fly down to so-and-so. You want to come? And, well, what's the plans? Well, we're going to go down. We're going to hang out at so-and-so. And, we're basically going to do our thing down south and blah, 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 blah. Do you want to come along? Sure. That sounds like fun. What do I have on my schedule? And he's going to go, yeah, I got the time free. I'll see you then. So he'll tell the wife. The wife will say, oh, cool. We'll get to hang out with so-and-so. I haven't seen those guys in a while. It'll be great. We'll have a nice weekend and blah, 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 blah. Hanging out with the rich guy is not a crime. Getting a flight down with the rich guy is not a crime. Would the Democrats so be so beholden if every single time that somebody rode with, I don't know, in the presidential limousine, that person got charged? No, because that would not be conflict of interest. It would simply be just the president asked you to accompany him on a trip in the motorcade. It goes all around, folks, okay? It's ridiculous. Plus, even liberal outlets admits there are, quote, few restrictions on what gifts justices can accept, end quote. That's not the case with members of Congress, and AOC has seemingly violated the very strict rules that prevent Congress members from receiving gifts from people. She's even been investigated for receiving lavish gifts from the Met and other places. So, AOC is willing to impeach a Supreme Court justice for receiving gifts, yet she herself has done much worse. AOC thinks she has the right to go after Thomas, even though what he did wasn't against any rules. What she's done numerous times is the fact is against the House ethics rules. They can even violations of federal law. Perhaps AOC is trying to distract from her misdeeds by attacking a respected justice. That little baby voice skank. Just, if there's anything that really, truly, I think would make me happy, it would be her doing career, my career's over. I need to do something now. And she becomes a porn star specifying in the amazing talent of
But I pooped from there.
Yeah.
But I pooped from there.
Yeah. I think that would be creative justice for her to become, the butt queen of porn. I think that would be absolutely amazing. If you guys heard about this one or not, but this one is kind of a little bit of a sad note, but I got to give the guy full and complete respect here. Anybody that basically gigs for as long as he does and consistently gigs for as long as he does, wow. I mean, just wow. There is now a last movie that's going to be made, and of course, he will seek his retirement at this point. But the guy is 92 years old. I will give him full and complete credit here, and I salute you, sir. Clint Eastwood, you've had an awesome career. I truly appreciate all your amazing stuff, and thank you, sir, for your career path and all these wonderful things you've done for society. So he's now announced he's officially going to retire at age 92. On that note, I think we're pretty much good to go on that one, because there's no better closure I can think of than simply saying, thank you, sir, for your service to society and all these good things like that there. And I will move out smartly. So I appreciate your kind attention. You guys hanging out with me tonight. And, I know you got many other things to do on a Tuesday, but you decided to hang out with me. So thank you so much. So I will give you guys a gold star for attendance. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Fred, appreciate you hanging out with me. Patriot Fever, all the rest of you guys. Of course, you see me in review, good stuff like that there. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys next week if I don't put out something sooner. But I will see you then. So eat good, keep sign as always. You know what, you love it. I will see you guys then, and have a good week. See you guys. British.